Hello and welcome to Only Stupid Answers. This is a very exciting day because your old pal Sam and DJ
That's me.
are here with a review for the next 3 episodes of Young Justice. We're talking about episodes 14, 15, and 16 of Season 3. We're going to work our way through them chronologically, so bear with us. This is very exciting. I very much missed this show. It was a cool way to end 2018 and come into 2019. And we got it right before Doom Patrol, which was a very nice one.
Was it end of?
It was. I think it was like Christmas Day when it started, or it could have been like the first week of 2019.
Gotcha.
Could have been. They really crank through their episodes. They throw a lot at us.
Yes.
So hey, you do whatever you want to do, but slow your roll. I really want to get as many of these episodes as possible. I think we have like 26.
Okay.
Yeah, something
That's
like that.
pretty good.
Sounds about right.
So we're a little more. Well, we were halfway through because it was 13. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's start with episode 314. That's Influence. That's the title of it. The team reassembles while the Justice League faces a new threat in space. The big thing I want to focus on in this episode is the Justice League part of it, because even though it is a Young Justice show, it is cool to see the Justice League facing a new threat and doing a full space battle the way Young Justice likes to deal with all their different types of action. I was excited to see this aspect of it, and they did a really good job. And getting to see characters from New Genesis and Apocalypse, like Big Barda and Granny Goodness, and Desaad again.
Yeah, Desaad. Yep.
Big Barda's design's really cool. I mean, it's exactly what you expect, but it's Young Justice's own flair for it, and
it's cool that we're introduced to her not already good.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a little bit of an arc there, which is cool.
Maybe Superman changed her mind, just saving her one time. It's like, whoa, maybe I'll reevaluate my entire. Oh wait, but Granny Goodness is the one that.
Oh yeah, and she's a nightmare. Granny Goodness is a nightmare.
She did abuse you your whole life, and this one time you're just like, wait, maybe I should be this way.
Well, but maybe now she's because that's the only one of the Furies that got out. So maybe she's going to spend more time with the Justice League and slow roll. Maybe we'll get to see her be introduced to Mr. Miracle. Maybe. Which would be really cool.
Oh, I can't wait to get to Young Justice's Mr. Miracle, because we've got plenty of episodes.
We've got to. Yeah. At some point, have we gotten Orion yet?
We've gotten Orion.
Wasn't fake Orion, or did we get real Orion?
I think we got fake Orion, but I think we may have seen real Orion at a different point.
Okay.
I don't know when, but I think we did already.
I like that where it's, I mean, I'm a Superman geek, so like he's able to get out. Wonder Woman also tries to save her, but she's not quite able to get out because Superman, you know what I mean?
He's got to have that one thing.
Yeah.
And we do know that all the meta teams are being taken to Apocalypse and to other places.
Yeah.
And they're building some sort of big weapon. Bad news bears.
Yeah.
And we know back on Earth that Beast Boy wants to get more involved with the team again, which is I'm super on board with. I like this interpretation of a Beast Boy. Boop, boop, and there we go. Also, I still really like that he's a part of this Star Trek knockoff show.
Yes,
and
100%.
He confronted. We get that in the next episode when he confronts Granny Goodness.
It is a little hard to remember. Like
they all blur together.
Since you drop all the episodes at once, it's hard to like distinguish between the three of them. But yeah, so he does because of the last batch of episodes before the break, he found out. This is when we found out about all the VR goggles. Granny Goodness starts doing her PR spin with G. Gordon Godfrey, who's also, spoilers, we don't find out here, but he's one of the new gods.
Which is that's always been a weird one for me, that he's this talk show host that happens to be someone who is a deity.
Yeah.
But hey, it's cool. I'm on board.
So it's interesting how they're kind of building all that out, and also our main team of the Outsiders get their choice of it's their moment, like, hey, do you actually want to be a part of this or not? Because you don't have to be. The show's like, hey, you just
we've lost a lot of people. Wally West, they do the whole thing where it's like, if you guys forgot, Wally was on this show and we killed him. He is not coming back
out of existence. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's better than whatever went on with Wally in Heroes in Crisis.
Ooh.
Maybe it's better. What is it? Pet Sematary, dead is better.
And sometimes dead is better.
Yeah.
No, that and I did like that they brought up. You know what? These shows they do try to reflect our society and the idea of doing or them wanting to be more inclusive to non-binary individuals. I like that idea behind Violet specifically, or Halo, because it is complicated. Out of any character wanting to be someone who doesn't identify as one gender or the other, It's like you get like no, not saying anyone should or shouldn't be able to identify however they want, but it makes the most sense specifically for her.
Yeah,
because
there should be no there will be probably, but there should be no controversy with
really because she was a computer that died and a person that died and the computer crawled its way into a body and wears it like a suit.
Yeah,
yuck. But we also in this episode, because I am scrubbing through it right now just to make sure we don't miss anything, we get Beast Boy doing the save in the street, which becomes a big good piece of PI that Granny Goodness tries to use for her studio. And also we do see in this episode Beast Boy speak up to Granny and saying, I know what you're doing, but he has zero idea of what the scope of this is.
Yeah, she says to me, like, you have no idea what I am.
No.
Yeah.
Not even a clue. But I'm super on board with these outsiders that we've met so far: Geoforce, Violet, Forager, and Tara. Yeah. Which Tara felt like the stretch because it was like she just got unkidnapped.
Yeah, and we know, of course, she's a mole, so it doesn't help. That doesn't help with things.
So cool. Yeah. Really cool way to utilize that aspect of that character. Yeah. We'll see how far they go with the rest of Tara. No, they won't. No, but I want to know how they adapt certain aspects of it, because she is manipulated by Slade. Yeah. Just don't do the gross.
Yeah. Especially since she's younger. Yeah. She's even younger than she was in Teen Titans, so.
Yuck. Yeah. That's a yuck. But it is always cool to see them in action. Geoforce using lava. She's using, like, floating rocks. Mm-hmm. Classic power set. Yeah. Everyone's familiar with that. But I really dug this episode. I want to rate all of them as when we get to the end. But next we get episode 15, Leverage. A new Gamma Squad is sent out on their first mission to investigate rumors of meta trafficking in Russia. So when we get to Russia, we find out that, as far as I know, there isn't any meta trafficking. They're just meta creation.
Yeah, they're making the Red Rocket Brigade, which is cool because I'm actually a fan of Red Rocket. I think it was in right around, there was those 2 bi-weekly series around Brightest Day, and one was basically Justice League Detroit brought back, and Red Rocket was great in that. And so I'm a fan of the character. I like the redesign here, what they look like. They look really
they're
cool.
Real scary, though.
Well, yeah, the transit, and of course he's like, I don't have time. You need to do it without that. And it's like, no, you black out, guy. Yeah. Like, take the medicine. Like, come on. And also, let's throw up Black Manta.
Oh yeah.
We get the Young Justice introduction of the Suicide Squad.
And I like that it's small at first.
Yes. And also not the obvious, like, it's not like Deadshot and Harley Quinn. And it's like, you get Boomerang and Black Manta and Mr. Mala, which by the way, why isn't he in the Suicide Squad in the comics? Why isn't he going to be in James Gunn's? Like, why isn't Mr. Mala just part of the Suicide Squad?
Maybe someone just doesn't like him. You know, like,
no,
maybe...
it's a smart gorilla with a Gatling gun. We need it. He's got a beret.
Well, we already have a gun guy. You couldn't have too many gun guys, but
do you have a gun gorilla?
We know.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
You need your brute force guy, which is pretty good. But in this episode, we also open up with Gar having to redo the take like 16 times when he's on set. Yeah. And it's like, Granny can just do little things that are like her character, like being a fan of torture, doing tiny little things that because of what you did, now everyone has to suffer the repercussions. Because you also, Gar, you're being the hero, but you're also being an idiot because you don't know what she's capable of and what she could do to all the people that you care about. But this mission was so cool because I hope we get to dive more into the international teams. Doomsday Clock did I love their what do you call that? Like the back matter? The in the back of every issue they have like newspaper clippings or scripts or magazine clippings or something where they show you, or website articles, which are great. They showed an international breakdown of the super teams per nation, or at least some of the bigger players. I personally like it because in China you got the Justice League of China, and I'm a big fan of that team. Also the Great 10, they just kind of merged into one big team according to the Doomsday Clock. Why not? Hey, the current Justice League has like 500 plus members. Everybody else can have them. And so kicking it off with Rocket Red is really cool. Maybe leading to like Justice League International. I feel like you could get to that. If you have the 100%. Outsiders, you'll get to
Justice by the way, speaking of Justice League International, we got more Guy Gardner in the last episode, and I like his design. His costume,
he was really good.
It's a cool design.
Yeah, and he looks like a dick. Yeah, and he acts like a dick, but he is very funny. So I'm on board with this version of Guy. Where
you know who make a really good Guy Gardner in the movies?
Ready on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Will
Matt
Poulter.
Damon. Will Poulter's a better call.
Yeah, we just saw him in Midsommar, and he's 100% channeling those vibes. Yeah. And he does it in a way where it's like, I don't hate you. Yeah. Like, I can see myself being friends with you, but you're not a good person.
Yeah, you would be tiring if you had some alcohol in you. But yeah, no, the introduction of the Suicide Squad is really cool. And along with the Rocket Reds, you have all these smaller teams and players kind of filling out your world. Not that this world wasn't already well lived in when the first season happened, but now it's like, no, this world, it's much more dynamic than our own world, but at the same time, very grounded for the supernatural aspects that do happen. And it is dealing with a big issue with like child trafficking, but I think they're doing an actual pretty good job.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's interesting that the DC universe started with Titans in this, because both of these shows are very much have a more broader universal look at like the entire. Their shows are called Titans and Young Justice, but it's really about the entire DC universe.
And they do a really good job.
Yeah.
And in this episode, because I'm scrubbing through it just to make sure, they bring back El Dorado, or the analog from the Super Friends, who is the younger hero we met in season 2 with Static, who could teleport short distances.
Yes.
And he is now helping his father, who worked at Star Labs, run a meta-teen rehabilitation center / training camp.
That's his father?
That's his dad.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're both teaching and learning about these meta abilities in these teens and how their powers got activated, as well as how they could utilize them that doesn't hurt themselves or others. Yeah. And so we get to see Livewire again, which is really cool. A younger Livewire is always fun.
Yeah.
As well,
fun take on the character.
And Mist, and you get
Windfall.
And Windfall, or Wendy, which I think she was in Black Lightning this season.
Oh, really?
Or there was Wendy, and her name was Wendy, or something like that. It could be someone different. Yeah. They do not look the same whatsoever, so could be somebody else. But I did like seeing them work together. I like seeing Eldor, or you can call him whatever you want, but Ricardo, I think is what they call him. But I like seeing him being in a mentor position, because the other two characters were like, no, I don't want to do this. At the end of season 2, they're like, oh no, they're gone. We just have Static now. We're not going to look at those. It's like, no, I like this, that he was a part of a similar program, but with aliens instead of people. Yeah. And now him being in a mentor position, I think it just makes sense. Yeah. And also, not everyone needs to be out fighting. Some people can just help people. Uh-huh. And Wendy's very scary, because she sucked all the air out of... Like, Livewire is a threat, and so is Mist. But Wendy, since she can't control herself, that one's a little bit more scary. But in this episode, we did see Amanda Waller confront Calderon.
Yeah, man. I love when people nail Amanda Waller's characterization. She is so scary. I love when she's... Because Calderon is basically the Justice League leader on Earth, essentially, with everybody else gone. And she's basically like, oh, you're going to out me? Well, then I'm going to out you. So, like, what are you going to do about it? And she doesn't, like, when they're on the mission, Black Manda's like, so what do we do with it? She's like, they're not my problem. If you kill them, I mean, whatever. I don't care. Amanda Waller is such a cool character. And when you get her right, she's scarier than Lex Luthor. Because it's not like she 100% is trying to be the good guy. Lex Luthor is selfish, and he knows he's selfish. Amanda Waller's genuinely trying to help her country. She's just terrifying. She's ruthless. I love her, man.
Also, speaking of Lex Luthor, you mentioned that like the Hall of Justice is still destroyed. I'm like, that I have no idea how long ago that was. Man,
stuff like that, like when they're talking about like the red tape Lex Luthor is putting up, and it's like it's believable, but it's also exhausting because of the bullshit we have to deal with in our world today. It's like, oh man,
you can buy it.
I'm frustrated, and it's not even. This is a fictional world, and I'm just feeling aggravated.
But I'm just a fan of hers. Also, I really like the scene between Black Manta and Calderon, where he sees that, like, oh no, not only do you hate Aquaman, now your son is Aquaman. Yeah, I don't even know if you hate just the symbol of Aquaman or just Atlanteans in general, but your son is now the exact thing you hate.
Isn't Calderon like part Atlantean?
He is. Okay. That's why he has the abilities, and so I think he was with his mom was. Yeah. So at least they set that up in the comics, and it's a pretty good idea. Yeah. But I'm super on board with Calderon being a leader. I kind of want to see more of him. I like all the new characters, but they've done a good job juggling all the like first class and the second class people. I'm so happy this show is back. But the last episode we get is episode 16, Illusion of Control. Across the nation, the team gives thanks for what they have and for what they very well might lose. Ooh.
Something else I like about this show is the way it does the passage of time. It's very similar to what Greg Weisman did in Spectacular Spider-Man, where each season was half of a school year, was like fall semester or spring semester. And so we had our Halloween episode, we have Thanksgiving, now we're probably going to get a Christmas one down the line. And it's a good way of bringing the characters. We have Artemis, who is making googly eyes at Will, who was Roy, but is not.
Oh no, it's not. It's hard to keep track. Even in that really great episode where they're doing the switcheroos.
Yeah, and one of them has a beard and they all look kind of different. It's still a little bit challenging.
Also, when they're like, oh, Harper Rose now introduced, who's Bluebird from the comics, and Violet Harper, which was a funny joke.
Yeah.
Because they also... Forager was the one who was trying to figure it out. No, that's not fair for the alien guy to have to figure out all these names that are way too similar.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm on board with it. In this episode, though, we have Artemis and Will and that team at the house, which we did find out in the previous episode that Violet, a.k.a. Halo, was the one who let her original person let the assassin in that killed Geoforce's parents. Whew,
complicated. And now she's feeling bummed about that. She's feeling guilty about that. And then the doctor scientist lady is like, don't you worry. And then starts doing nefarious stuff in the corner.
Yeah, it was pretty clear that Dr. Jace is probably bad. It kind of is a bummer, too, because Black Lightning this season introduced Dr. Jace, who's just full villain. She does like one or two good things, but overall...
But there's no real question that she's kind of nefarious.
Yeah, but hey, Young Justice, you're trying your best to kind of try to hide it, even though your own company already threw that character out the window. But that's okay. Hey, that's no problem. And we also have our younger heroes at the Star Labs facility having an affair, which is, hey, I like having the young kids having fun together.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
wants a girlfriend. Everybody else is pairing up.
And Static, he looks cool.
He's got a cool look. Cool. It's like it's Blue Beetle and Tracy 13, Tracy 13, and then Tim Drake and Cassandra,
she's off.
Wonder Girl.
They're not there.
They're not there because Wonder Girl's trying to patch things up with him, which makes sense because it's like this show already paired Superboy off with Magan, so it makes sense that Wonder Girl would get paired off with Tim Drake. Really cool. I feel bad for spoiler. I don't know who she's with.
But we do have Beast Boy and the royal girl we met who's royalty, who we got confused, which was from a different fake European nation last time we did this review.
They're playing bumper cars, and she's like, you peasants. And I was in my mind, I'm like, she's not joking. She really looks down on all of you.
Yeah. But hey, Bart's here, which is really cool. And when we get into our main threat and having Vertigo show up, which was fun, seeing all the heroes chase after them, which was cool. Since the guy can only teleport short distances, seeing him ping pong around. I don't know if you can keep it with Bart, but it is pretty cool to watch.
It was cool seeing Bart. It made me like him a lot and makes me wish we could see more of him in other things. I don't know if I want him in the Flash, though. I feel like that would go off the rails. But I like him.
I like him too.
Yeah.
He's a fun character, and I liked in the previous episode we see Wendy choose to put on the collar just to be like, we're going to figure this out, but to be safe for everybody else, I did like that she made that conscious decision, and it wasn't forced upon her. I did like that. But when we get into the threat, we see that our main team of bad guys from season 1 is here, and they're fighting everybody. You have Ice Cold Jr. back, which earlier in the season, him being proud of Superboy getting engaged, still one of my favorite scenes. And Mammoth, and you have the twins, which I'm blanking on the twins' names, but Simon being with the our stronger girl was pretty great. It was
cute, and then the fact that it wasn't Count Vertigo, it was all a ruse.
Oh yes, it was. And Simon was using just to make it just a little bit more complicated. Is that
the show likes to take things just to make it slightly more complicated,
just slightly more, but that's okay. No, I ain't too mad about it. But we did get also some sweet scenes between Cyborg and Forager. Which I like this. I like that Cyborg's being utilized to his full potential on the DC app.
Agreed. I am excited for this version of Cyborg to become more active.
Yes.
There's a lot of pouting. I wouldn't mind seeing him become a little bit more like the Cyborg from Young Justice that is more proactive and wants to be
or
doing
Doom Patrol.
Stuff. Sorry, what did I say?
Young Justice.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, which he's great. And also, to be fair, we did see the accident that caused him to be this way.
It's a nightmare.
I rewatched that scene because it is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad, but he's close. We're close. He's gonna turn around just a little bit, and he's gonna be part of the team.
And
I was bummed that
two characters. Is he mixed with the Mother Box too?
Father Box.
Yeah. So we've got a Father Box and a Mother because Violet is a Mother Box.
Yeah. And so there's a cool connection between those two characters. Weirdly, they made Cyborg. They do a good job connecting all these characters together.
Yeah.
Greg Weisman and that team, they get a lot of good voice. But I like seeing our younger team. They call them the Gamma Squad, which is super cool. I like all of these different types of heroes being paired off in different ways.
Agreed. And also, this episode ends with Beast Boy. He's kind of lamenting that there's no positive role models for all these meta teens, and so he likes the idea of maybe being more public. And at the end, he just doesn't consult with anybody. He just decides to go public with Blue Beetle and Impulse or Kid Flash, right? To basically say, hey, we're here. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be, since the Young Justice has always kind of been like the covert squad, if this is going to be a more traditional Teen Titans, Young Justice, more public team, which would be cool.
Which would be cool because you do need some crowd control. You need a PR you have a PR person, but you need someone who's better because Beast Boy already got identified in Russia by a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And he was the 100% wrong person to bring on that since he's an international celebrity and he will constantly be identifiable because he's green.
Yeah. And also, like, as much as I like the way the show is like made him the covert team, the idea of sending your teen sidekicks to be the covert team has always been a little weird to me. Mm-hmm. So I like the idea of having a more public team. And I want them to be called Teen Titans or Titans. I think that'd be cool.
It would be cool. Yeah. Or maybe the older team gets called Titans. Like the original team they're the Titans, and we're the Teen Titans or Young Justice. Yeah, something. Young Justice does feel like
I feel like Young Justice should be the brand of the show, but the team name should be something different.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm so happy this show's back. Each episode I think as a whole I'd give these all like 9s out of 10s. Like there's not really any criticisms exactly. Like I think also since there's been a good break, maybe it's just me, it feels like the animation might be a few notches above. Like not that the first half was bad.
Yeah.
It just feels clean. I like the style of the show and how they interpret all of these characters. And I can't wait for more because we're gonna get more New Genesis characters, which I'm on board with, more Apocalypse characters, and weirdly, hopefully more international characters as well, because we are gonna be going up against such next level threats compared to the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how we expand our roster for younger heroes and older heroes as well.
For me, I think the middle episode, which introduced the Suicide Squad, was the strongest, so I'd give that a 9, and I'd give the other 2 8s. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy to have this show back.
I am too. We're going to be doing more reviews of this on this channel, so make sure you subscribe, like, and let us know what you thought of these episodes. And also, we will be talking about Swamp Thing every now and again. Mm-hmm. Also, you can listen to our thoughts over at patreon.com/onlystupidanswers. We're diving into anime this summer. Boy, howdy, it's going to get weird. And you guys got to let us know what you guys think about anime and all the animes we watch.
The animes?
We're clearly real good fans. But make sure you follow us at Only Stupid Answers on Twitter.
You got the bells from Stupid.
And there's a brand new podcast on onlystupidanswers.com that you can go listen to right now. And we talk about, it's our 3rd anniversary. We have special guests on. Go listen to that. It's a good one.
Tune in over. It might be awesome because we're going to be doing a breakdown of the after credit scenes for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Don't miss out. We'll see you guys there.
Bye.